Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about the news. We'll talk about altcoins. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys. And as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can answer or troubleshoot your issues here live. So welcome everyone. Sorry about that earlier. I'm supposed to switch to the starting soon scene, and I had everything else meticulously laid out and planned and realized that the camera was on me. So pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. I'm here. It's been an interesting week. It's funny, the title I chose was Bitcoin Bounces Back, and then when I looked at last week's title, it was Bitcoin surges to 62,000, if I'm not mistaken, that we were, or falls to 62,000. We were sort of last week lamenting that Bitcoin had fallen off its highs around 70,000 down to 62. And in fact, during the stream, I think we were down around 60,000 or something. And then, all heck broke loose on Monday when something weird happened in Japan. With the Central Bank of Japan, and we had a stock market crash, we had bonds crashing, we had all kinds of crazy stuff going on early in the week, and Bitcoin touched just below 50,000. And here we are back over 60. So weird week, but it just kind of goes to show you the resilience of Bitcoin and the crypto market. Interesting stuff going on. I'm going to talk about a few things that we touched on last week. I remember, if you remember, I was trying to set up this Tangem Vivid card and was having some issues. Turns out it was because I was sharing my phone screen with you guys. I have a phone screen sharing program called X Mirage that allows me to share my phone screen with you guys, and apparently that was interfering with the setup of the Tangem card, because as soon as I turned that off, it worked like a charm. There'll be a couple of little things we're going to do. But let's jump into the news. And, before we do that, let's greet everyone that's here. I want to thank everyone here, as usual, for joining me. Let's see if we can get this camera angle right without cutting off the top of my head. So let's see. This is the title here. Bitcoin bounces back up 21% from its lows early in the week. Like I mentioned, we were down below 50,000 slightly, and now we're up like 21% from there. Really interesting. And then crypto news, CryptoDad news is I did a video on the Trezor Safe 5, the full setup video. And in addition to doing that setup video, I demonstrated the multi-share backup. And in the case of this video, I did a 2 of 3. So Trezor has introduced a new backup system from Satoshi Labs. Satoshi Labs is the parent company of Trezor, and Satoshi Labs was instrumental in developing the BIP 39, which stands for Bitcoin Improvement Protocol. That is the 12 or 24 word backup system that most wallets and most crypto hardware wallets use now. Well, they have developed a newer system called the SLIP 39, SLIP, and that stands for Satoshi Labs Improvement Protocol. And the new system, which is a 20-word backup, has a different word set, and those words are much more unique by spelling and pronunciation to make them less confusing. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that. Interesting system. geared towards improving the user experience and making it more making it easier for newcomers and more difficult to make mistakes. So a very interesting new backup protocol, and I believe that more and more wallets will start adapting this 20-word backup. So interesting times. Also, I did another video on the storage issue with the Ledger Stax and the Ledger Flex. A lot of people are crying foul that it doesn't have enough storage, right? They're claiming it's some kind of joke, and why can't they make it, why can't they give it more storage and all that stuff? Well, you'll find that they're working within the constraints of this secure element chip. They're actually the only company that has ever made a programmable secure element chip. So it's very innovative, but the chip was designed for security and not performance. And so in order to power the screen, in order to give it a secure screen, they had to use up some of the coding space in that chip. So they ended up with less space for apps. I totally understand that, but a lot of people just they don't get it. It needs more space and it's dumb. And but we'll talk more about that. But this video addressed that issue. So I thought that would be pretty cool for you guys to check out. So trying to post more videos, standalone. Once again, I want to thank everyone that's here tonight. Andreas from Germany, I believe you're in Germany. Thank you. Mark Schlossberg from Slovakia is here. Kenneth Wiedner from the U.S. is here. Thank you for all the news stories, Kenny, as always. I appreciate it. Simon is here. Thank you for being here, Simon. Rick Nisbet, he asked me about using the Tangem wallet with Phantom Wallet or Coinbase Wallet, and I haven't tried it yet, but you can use Wallet Connect, which is kind of a way to scan QR codes to interface with Web3 based wallets and with the Tangem app. So I know it works with Rabby, and I did a video. I posted the link there. I haven't tried it with those other wallets you mentioned, but it might work. Mr. Miski, RC Rex, good to have you. Bobby, always good to have you as well. Birds, Bees, and Trees. Dan Wester, thanks for being here and alerting that I was on camera when I first went live. I usually like to have that welcome screen up for about 4 minutes to allow people to kind of filter in before I jump in. And so I had the wrong camera on. Christopher Thane, thank you. Robert Holmes, everything's doing good. Doc Capital decided to buy the Trezor Keep. I think you mean the Trezor Keep metal, if I'm not mistaken. That's a good investment. I have a couple of those, and I would like to get a third so that I could do a 2 of 3 backup using the metal keeps. Ron Laysen, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Thank you for being here. Scott, always a pleasure to have you here. Midbat, oh yeah, I found my Ledger Stax lagging a bit. I have not experienced that. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anyone else bring this issue up. I'll have to use mine a little more. Tonight, I want to do a quick restore of my Ledger Stax and see how long it takes me to do it live under pressure. So that'll be fun. Let's see. It looks like I've said hello to everybody. Alina from Kansas, good to have you again. Good to have everyone here that's a regular. And if you guys are new to the stream, I've got a bunch of goodies in here. I've brought back my agenda because there's a few things that I wanted to talk about after we do the news. I've linked my latest video there, and there's a bunch of affiliate links for Trezor products, Ledger products, Trezor Expert, which is a video one-on-one that you can purchase when you're setting up your Trezor. So Trezor has done a really good job of trying to improve the user experience, especially for newcomers by their new backup method and their new Trezor Expert one-on-one setup. So cool stuff. Ledger Nano X, Ledger Nano S Plus, still good crypto wallets, for if you can't afford a Ledger Stax or a Ledger Flex. Crypto Zeus, the crypto tag Zeus, a great metal medium. And then I've got all the news stories linked. We got a lot of news. Let's jump in to the news real quick. Bitcoin bulls revisit 100K year-end target, right? So now we're still talking again about 100,000 100,000K per Bitcoin price before the end of the year. Good stuff. Interesting stuff. We've had a crazy couple of weeks, right? After Bitcoin Nashville, it looked like we were going to revisit all-time highs. We were flirting with 70,000. We've fallen back from there, and then got really scary low early this week, and now we're back over 60,000. So crazy times, right? We're currently at $61,008.37. And I'll let you read this article. This is mostly just the market news. I did want to bring this article up. Tether mints 1.3 billion in Tether since the market bottom. Can it push Bitcoin above 65K? So Tether is minting new stablecoin. Tether is the company that issues the stablecoins that people buy on exchanges to get ready to buy crypto or park their crypto gains, right? So a stable coin is tied to the value of the US dollar. It's not really like you want to go invest in Tether stable coins because their price never fluctuates. They are a utility token used to park your gains without having to move in and out of cash. So, and they have minted a whole bunch of new coins and distributed them to some of the big exchanges in anticipation of maybe another bull market or people wanting to park their gains, right? So it bodes well for the crypto market in general. Right. And I want to talk a little bit more about Tether here in a minute. Let's get through the rest of the headlines. Here's another article about the Tether being issued as well as US dollar coin. Circle issues US dollar coin. Circle is the parent company of Coinbase. So a lot of activity in the stablecoin space. Also, if you're not aware, XRP has jumped quite a bit over the last week or so, beating out Bitcoin gains, right? XRP up 17%, based on the what a lot of people have said is the final end of the suit against Ripple, the company that owns XRP, by the SEC. This was a big deal. It affected the crypto market quite a bit, especially XRP. SEC filed a suit against Ripple and their XRP coin, saying that it was regulatory violations, that it was a security, all this stuff. And this case has been going back and forth for years and finally has been settled. Of course, the SEC is kind of expected to appeal the ruling, but as it stands, the case is now over. So XRP holders breathed a collective sigh of relief, and the price showed it. So, like another interesting times, right? Here's a story about the Harris campaign. They supposedly, and Midat, thank you so much for that tip. I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. I'm more than happy to answer questions the best I can, my humble opinion. But after Trump gave a rousing speech at the Bitcoin Nashville conference talking about all of the wonderful things he was going to do in relation to Bitcoin and the crypto sector, like fire Gary Gensler and hang on to all of the government's Bitcoin and perhaps create a strategic reserve. Also, RFK Jr., the third-party candidate, also was even more had even better things to say about Bitcoin, if I can get the words out. Talking about how it shouldn't be taxable when moving back and forth between Bitcoin. All very positive things about crypto. Both candidates vowing to end the U.S. government's war on crypto. And then I guess the Harris campaign sort of put out some feelers with policy that they thought was going to be pro-crypto, but the crypto banking crackdown of the current administration continues, casting doubt on whether the Democrat administration is in fact pro-crypto or not, or they're just going to continue being anti-crypto. So this was a crypto banking crackdown on Customers Bank, one of the remaining crypto-friendly banks. If you don't remember, back in 2023, the Operation Choke Point 1.0 brought down several crypto-friendly banks, claiming that they were insolvent, where there are other banks with pretty much the same kind of reserve situations. So these banks were targeted. Silvergate Bank, Signature Bank, and Silicon Valley Bank all went belly up during this period, and it was mostly due to the government's actions, this choke point 1.0, and now they're continuing this action against Customers Bank, which is also a crypto-friendly bank. So is Harris pro-crypto or not? This story would suggest they are not, right? Also, the IRS has updated some of their tax rules that are supposedly going to go into effect in 2026. Apparently, there were some strict requirements for crypto reporting, one of them being the actual time of your trade, which seemed excessive, right? They've relaxed those a little bit. But in all fairness, if you are using crypto tracking software of any kind or have hired a crypto-friendly tax attorney or a tax accountant to do your taxes, it's pretty trivial to find the actual time of your trade, right? It's all there on the blockchain or on your in your transactional history of your exchanges, right? So it's not that difficult to get that information. And then also, they mentioned that a lot of these rules don't apply to decentralized exchanges or self-custody wallets. That's another thing that Trump and RFK Jr. mentioned at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, was that they wanted to protect self-custody. Pretty forward thinking by both candidates, right? So we'll see if the current administration, should they win the election, are as crypto friendly as they're sort of claiming. I believe they changed their crypto stance for political reasons, but are they going to follow through with that? We'll see, right? Let's see. Oh, this is a breaking story. Celsius has sued Tether over Bitcoin collateral sell-off, but it's just broke a couple hours ago. But it is kind of a he said, she said kind of a thing, or he said, they said, he said, whatever you want to call it, right? Celsius is claiming that Tether liquidated the collateral that on a loan that they had taken out, which was in Bitcoin, and Tether is without giving them a chance to come up with more collateral. And Tether has responded saying, no, Celsius told us that we should go ahead and liquidate it because they were not able to come up with any additional what do you call that? I had the word in my mouth and then I lost it. Collateral. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So, but I did want to briefly touch on one of my favorite conspiracy theories that was floating around back in 2018, and that is that Bitcoin. The rise of Bitcoin in 2017 was due to market manipulation on the part of Tether and Bitfinex. This was a very popular conspiracy theory. It was just one of the many ways that mainstream finance bashed Bitcoin and the crypto industry. Clearly the price of Bitcoin was 20,000 at the end of 2017. You could not dispute that, but a lot of the big powers that be financial experts were claiming that was all just a fluke. It was all due to a scam of Tether, right? And Tether was all behind this. And so this is just one of the many stories. If you Google Tether conspiracy theory 2017, you'll find that there were many mainstream news organizations that were falling in line and claiming that this big conspiracy, Bloomberg, CNBC, all the big ones, right, were saying that this was, that the price action of Bitcoin, the bull market of 2017, was just a huge scam. It was a manipulation, trying to get people to, not think it was true. And I knew this was a bunch of BS. And this article came out in April of 2020. And it was another study done that said, no, Tether isn't pumping Bitcoin. New academic study claims, right? I've linked all of these stories down below so you can check them out. So I got through the news. Let's see what we got. Anybody that has a quick issue? I have issue with Ledger Stax connecting Bluetooth on Ledger Live app on my mobile phone. Every time I try to connect, I have to retry 5 times. I'll be able to connect on in order to connect. I have not experienced this. But I'm not sure what I want to do first. But one thing that you can do, and let me just show you real quick, is, oops, what am I doing here? I see what I'm doing. Sorry. Let's see. In your settings, one thing that you could try is if you go into your Bluetooth, you'll see that you have a whole bunch of I have a whole bunch of devices in the Bluetooth settings of your phone. You could try, if you go into info there, try to forget the device and maybe repair. Perhaps that might help your issue. I have noticed with when troubleshooting the Bluetooth connection between Ledger Live on your phone and your device that sometimes it's a good idea to just go in there, forget the device, and do a repair. And try that, right? And of course, make sure obviously your Bluetooth is on since you're able to connect eventually. I don't know, maybe reboot your phone, do that kind of, I know that sounds trite, but it's a lot of people, they get all, they troubleshoot for hours. And then I'm like, have you tried just rebooting your phone? A lot of times that'll solve the issue. And, some people will be like, oh yeah, I've already done that. Some people, maybe not. Right? So try rebooting your phone, quitting Ledger Live, restarting the app, restarting your phone, forgetting in the Bluetooth settings, forgetting your device and doing a repair. Repair, not repair, not one word, like 2 words, right? A pair again, right? Try that. That might solve your issue. I don't know. You could also try it with a different phone. Ask your wife or one of your kids if you could try, pairing up with their phone and put Ledger Live on their phone, see if you're getting the same issue. Try to eliminate all of the externals, right? Is it the phone? Is it the device? We don't know. If you can get it down to if something's wrong with the device, then, maybe you can, contact Ledger support if there's something wrong with your device. I don't know. You can also toggle Bluetooth on and on the device itself, on on your Stax device or your Flex, whichever one you're dealing with. Okay, so let's see. Let's go into my agenda here real quick and see what we've got lined up. I'll try to keep this in order. Yeah, I mean, last week we were trying to connect. I was trying to do an unboxing for you guys using my Tangem card, and whenever I... is this thing... let's put this other camera down, or let's move it. Yeah. Okay. Well, at least the camera's on, right? I think a couple of weeks, last week, or the week before, or whatever it was, I came over here and then I couldn't get it to work at all. It was like, oh man, the camera was just black, right? And we're still getting that. Oh, is that me? What is that? I'm trying to think what... I don't know where that cable is coming from. It's not a huge issue, is it? I don't know where. Oh, that's the edge of... Is that the edge of the table? I don't know what it is. Anywho, let's just soldier on. I've got like a little thing over my head, but what is that? Oh, okay, I get it. Okay. There we go. It's still there. I give up. All right, I give up. But you can hear me and you can see me. So if we go... It's the Rex Nicely Comedy Hour again. So as you can see, I got it all set up finally. And what we were trying to do was add a new wallet, and it asked me to scan the card. And every time that happened, we were just getting it spin, spin, spin. But that is because I'm sharing my phone. That's like the big phone that you can see over here is me screen sharing my phone so that you can kind of see what I'm doing on there. Rather, like sometimes I turn my phone sideways and you can kind of always see what's going on the screen. That was why. There was nothing wrong with the Tangem. It was just a security feature of the app. I've noticed that with some other crypto apps too, that when I'm sharing my phone, trying to do a setup with my X Mirage software, sharing my phone on my desktop, that I get that problem. So we got it all set up. As you can see, we got Bitcoin in here. We've got Ethereum in here. Let's move just a little Solana so you can see how that works. We'll go over to Coinbase. I think I've got a little... I already did a little bit. I went ahead and finished up the video. So we're going to do a transfer and a receive crypto. And even though Sol is there, we can search it. And okay, so we want to drop some Sol into our Coinbase account. We'll just copy that into our clipboard, slide back over to the Tangem app, go to Sol and do a send, and we'll paste in that address, right? That's the address of my Coinbase account. We'll do next, and then let's do 0.2, not too much, just a small test. Next. And now we got everything's lined up. We'll hit send. Network fee is $3. You can kind of see it down there at the bottom. And now we just need to bring the card to the back of the phone. And we're done. Right. One of the things that I mentioned in the when I went ahead and did the rest of the Tangem setup video is that Tangem is a very unique crypto wallet. It is, of course, a card, so it doesn't really have any moving parts. That's kind of interesting. I don't know, there might be some circuitry moving around in there, but there's no wheels or pulleys or anything weird going on inside the card. And it was originally designed to be only the card. So we have a card set here consisting of 3 cards. So when you set up the Tangem card, during that process, you activate the other 2 backup cards, and then they become interchangeable, and they are your backups, right? That's it. There's nothing else backing up the Tangem card, just the 3 cards. So it was very unique. And one of the things that Tangem mentioned was that, hey, this card, the private key never leaves it, right? The card initializes, generates a random key, never leaves the device. Well, and it's very unique, very easy to set up, right? Because the end user doesn't have to write down the seed phrase. The end user doesn't have to manage the seed phrase. The private key just never leaves the device, and your only backup are these 2 cards. Which eliminates like 90% of the issues that people have with self-custody, and that is mismanaging their seed phrase, or accidentally revealing it, or being tricked into revealing it. These are the highest attack surfaces in the crypto sphere right now. A lot of people get all caught up in the, ooh, little hackers, or, the card is, someone's going to steal it and break into it or tamper with it. These are very, very small attack surfaces compared to the giant attack surface on the end user themselves by tricking them into revealing their seed phrases. Well, the Tangem eliminated all that, right? There is no backup phrase. There's only the cards. Well, people just didn't sit right with, the crypto purist, right? Oh, no, I need a backup. I got to have a backup phrase. Well, so Tangem supports backup phrases, but the issue with that is that because the card itself has no output, has no screen, the only way to do the backup was to present the backup phrase to the user on the app, which is, a security vulnerability, to be frank. But Tangem was, listened to people and gave them that option. But really, the Tangem card shines best when it's used as designed. And okay, I get it, all your crypto is, dependent on the cards. Well, okay, then be an adult and don't lose your cards. That's, but, to be honest, that's one of the many ways that people lose crypto, because they, they're not organized, they lose their password, they lose their passcode, they lose their backup phrase, and they possibly lose their Tangem cards. But hey, just man up, woman up, and just keep track of your stuff, right? I think it's a great system. It's very innovative, bypasses a lot of not only the security problem of people mismanaging their seed phrases, but greatly simplifies the entire process. So kudos to Tangem. It's a great card, it's a great system, it's a great wallet, right? I love it. And they were kind enough to send me this beautiful Vivid card set. If you want to buy a Tangem, there's an affiliate link down in the bottom of the video. So, of course, forgot to turn on the camera again tonight. Let's see what's next on the agenda. Oh, the Polkadot case. I wanted to talk about this briefly. Let's go back over here. Dusted in Shadow, thank you so much for that tip. I appreciate that. So a good friend of mine was having issue with DOT, and he was unable to unbond his DOT. He had been staking DOT for quite some time in Ledger Live. Now I'm going to connect this device here. Hopefully I can do this. Okay. So I have this device here. It's got the Polkadot app on here. He had this DOT stuck for a long time, and we had gone back and forth through email, and he was telling me he couldn't unbond, and I was giving him a lot of suggestions. And finally, he said, "Look, man, I can't figure it out." He says, I'll even send you the seed phrase because I've emptied all of the other crypto off of that device. And, I trust him. He trusts me. We've got the blockchain. So I was like, fine, send me the seed phrase. I'll go ahead and restore my device. And I'll see if I can't unbond this Polkadot. So I added this Polkadot account to my Ledger Live by connecting. I restored using his seed phrase onto this device, and here is what he's got, right? As you can see, he tried and failed to unbond many times in a Ledger Live. And I did a little bit of poking around and found out that you had to use a third-party wallet. So what I did was I went to the Polkadot site, and I hadn't used it in a while. It's really kind of difficult to use, but you go over here to polkadot.js.org, and the first thing you have to do is allow local browser storage, which I think I've done there. I'm not even be able to no. I may not be able to get this thing done. I thought it was. See, even now, I mean, it took me a little while to get it like figured out. So I did that. How did I do this? It wasn't developer. Yeah, I may not even be able to figure this out again. Somehow I was able to connect the Ledger device to it. Let's see if I can do that. Ugh, yeah, it's crazy. No, it's not that. Yeah, there's a setting here where it says allow Ledger to connect, but I can't find it. It's like weird. Do not. Okay, I did allow local browsing account storage. I did that. Well, maybe I won't be able to figure this one out. That was crazy. Okay. Okay. I refreshed and now it's all there again, right? Okay. So we did the attached ledger by US. I just did a refresh and these came here. Attached ledger via web USB recommended. Ledger is still, okay, we did all that. And then, okay, so we go to accounts. Oh, and there it is. That's the account that I created. Basically, let me see if I can, I'll just forget this, huh? I'll forget it. All right, and then we'll do add account. And no, that's not it. That's not even the seed phrase of that. Oh, here it is, from Ledger. See? This is like, okay, so we can call it whatever we want. Test. We hit save, and we're going to need this. Let's get this going over here. Yeah. Okay, so we got Polkadot ready on the device. Let's get this. There we go. And it just worked because I had done it before, so it didn't I didn't have to verify that on the device. But basically, from here, I was able to go to network staking, and with this account, come on, baby. And it's working kind of slow. Always happens when we're live. And there it is, right? I was able to unbond, right? You can see unbond funds here. I was finally able to unbond using this interface, and I had to confirm on the device. All of this kind of goes to the fact that a few things that I want to mention. One of them is a lot of people tend to overly rely on Ledger Live for everything. They're like, oh, it's not working in Ledger Live, and and they're just beating their heads against the wall. And a lot of wallets need to be managed with third parties, even though you have an interface in Ledger Live. So, for example, Solana is one of those. You can see your balance in Solana. You can even stake and unstake within Ledger Live, but you can't manage Solana tokens, so like Solana meme coins or anything like that. So Ledger Live is limited in that. And then the same with Polkadot. There is a lot of times where things get updated on the Polkadot blockchain, and then the developers don't update their Polkadot app because the developers for each blockchain are responsible for keeping their apps up to date. All of those app updates that you do over in the My Ledger section, those are the developers of those blockchains that provide those updates. They're responsible. So, and then I guess another thing that I'll bring up here is that I'm not a great fan of Polkadot. I find it difficult to use, and I find that it's overly complicated, especially when you have to go into like stuff like this and deal with, you know, unbonding and bonding and all this stuff. It's just not very intuitive, overly complicated in my view. Right. And so look, now he's got like 26 more days to wait. And then he'll get his Polkadot back. But it was stuck for him for the last few months. It was very frustrating for him. And I was happy to be able to figure it out. But like it was a little tricky. I even couldn't remember it from one day to the next, right? You saw me struggling with it. So just wanted to bring that up. Also, I think we're here now, right? Well, let's talk about this. Let me turn this off. The FUD is the FUD finally over, right? The Ledger FUD, right? All the FUD surrounding Ledger on Reddit, on Twitter, concerning their recover feature, right? When Ledger announced recover feature, there was this great outcry in the crypto community, and Ledger is not safe to use anymore. Ledger has a backdoor, and a lot of people to this day will not use Ledger devices. Now, I was also a little bit skeptical during this time, but over time, the more research I did, I realized that a lot of this FUD, all these claims that Ledger is unsafe to use and that Ledger is backdoored and the recovery service, governments can subpoena your seed phrase, and I don't want to use Ledger Recover. Why do I have to use the updated firmware that allows this service? My private key is no longer safe. All of that FUD, I realize that it's just that, right? There's really no proof of any of these claims, right? It's just people saying, oh, there must be, it's not safe to use anymore. Let's just put it that. I'm getting blue in the mouth talking about this. So I did a video, is Ledger safe to use? And I, rationally talked about both sides of the argument. Got a lot of flack for this in my comments, right? A lot of people, they cannot be convinced now. Ledger is no longer safe to use. And then I have another video here, should I use Ledger Recover? Also spent a lot of time going over the pros and cons of using Ledger Recover. Personally, I'm not going to use the Ledger Recover service, but it has been open sourced, and I think it's a good thing for new users, people that need that extra bit of help. It violates self-custody. Self-custody, you should be managing your own private key, but some people need help, and this is one avenue that you can use if you've lost your seed phrase, lost your device, damaged your device, all that kind of stuff. And then I also went into this issue, which was a lot of the FUD around Ledger revolved around the fact that they're not completely open source. And as it turns out, this whole idea of open source, that other hardware wallets are claiming they are open source, as it turns out, they're not really open source if they are incorporating secure element chips in their design, and a lot of them are. Now, Trezor claims to use an NDA-free secure element chip, and that's great. That just basically means that they didn't have to sign an NDA, and if they discover any vulnerabilities in the secure element chip, that they don't have to keep quiet about it, and that they can go to the manufacturer and say, hey, we've discovered this vulnerability, and we can let everyone know about it unless you fix it, or whatever this leverage that gives them. But it doesn't mean that it's open source, really. And so there's so many issues surrounding this open source. And I've been dealing with it for quite several months now. Well, Crypto Casey finally came out. Not finally. She's great. I love Crypto Casey. Great channel. She mostly covers a lot of great issues. She's more investment oriented than I am, but she covers crypto custody quite a bit as well. And so she did a video here, Ledger Recover, Innovation or Overreach, where she rationally went through all of the issues surrounding Ledger Recover and open source and secure element chips. And bravo, bravo, bravo. I haven't commented to her on this video. I plan on doing that. But more of the major crypto influencers are finally coming around and realizing that this is not a black and white issue, and that ledgers are not unsafe to use, and that there are no backdoors in Ledger. Another great crypto influencer, Crypto Skrilla. I love his videos as well. He does a lot of, he focuses on crypto hardware wallet security, and he just recently, within the last 24 hours, released this video, The Truth About Ledger Wallets, Separating Facts from FUD, where he covers all of this as well. So bravo for both of those guys. I am so happy that I'm not all alone now defending Ledger. Not that I say you have to buy a Ledger. Crypto Casey also touches on the fact that we all know now we should use more than one hardware wallet and spread our risk across different devices and different brands. That's just a no-brainer, right? I believe that as well. But I've been getting a lot of flack with my videos supporting defending Ledger for against all of this FUD. So if you look down in the description of this particular video, you'll see that I have linked those videos by Crypto Casey and Crypto Skrilla about these issues. Not saying that, hey, you know, we should all go out and buy Ledger, just kind of trying to diffuse all of this FUD surrounding ledgers. All right, interesting, great stuff. So we did that. Ledger FUD is over. Let's see, any comments about all this going on? Oh, Aaron Doyle is here. Thank you for commenting, Aaron. You ought to be, I don't know what Dan's doing over there. Bitcoin is non-partisan, doesn't care about your affiliation, is great for us all. Don Jr. is pushing DeFi. Oh, I forgot to link that Don Jr. story. He's behind some big DeFi thing going on, but I forgot to link that story. Sorry about that. Audru Singa, I want to transfer about $500 worth of Bitcoin from my exchange. Is transferring BTC cheaper, or is it transferring US dollar coin from my exchange to the hardware wallet cheaper? That's a very good question. It really depends on the exchange, depends on the wallet. No, it doesn't really depend on the wallet. It depends on the blockchain. It depends on the format or network that you're using for your US dollar tether, right? You can use the Ethereum network with higher fees, or you can use Tron-based US tether, or you can use Optimism-based or Binance Smart Chain-based tether. US tether can be utilized on all of those different chains, and those come out for cheaper fees. It also depends on the time of day, right? Blockchain fees are based on the blockchain activity. So when blockchain activity is high, blockchain fees are higher. And it also depends on your exchange. Some exchanges have different rates for withdrawals and transfers. So it's a complicated question to address. You're basically just going to have to feel it out, really. I don't know what you currently have on the exchange, whether it's if you've got 500 worth of Bitcoin and 500 worth of Tether, you can try to withdraw either and then see what the fees are going to be, right? The owner is out there mowing the lawn, so sorry about the noise if you hear the lawnmower out there. I just have to say it is just so pleasant here in West Michigan right now. The temps have dropped. I don't know if you noticed on my last several live streams that I was sweating because it was really hot. And it's cooled down now. It's just great now. So let's talk a little bit about Satoshi Labs backup, right? I did this video here where I demonstrated the backup. Yeah, I'll just do it from this camera. I've got some stuff here. So the new 20-word backup system. 20-word backup. I think I can get there this way. As you can see, if you Google that, you're going to get Trezor. Let's do Trezor. Because there were a couple of different, yeah, here it is. Introducing, okay, so this article's pretty decent. I'll put this in the, down in the description or in the video chat. I'll just drop that in there. I didn't tee this one up. But as I mentioned, it was Satoshi Labs that helped develop the original Bitcoin improvement protocol, which defined the 12 and 24 word seed phrase backup system. Right? So when you initialize a wallet, be it a hardware wallet or even a software wallet, they're going to give you a backup phrase. It could be a 12-word, it could be a 24-word. It's usually one of those two. There are other ones, there's 18-word and whatever, but the main ones are 24 and 12. And this system has been around for several years now, served the community very well. You've been hearing me talk about backup phrases since the beginning of this live stream. Those are the words that you write down on your piece of paper and store in a safe place in case something happens to your device, and then you can regain access to all of your crypto because in effect you have backed up the private key of that crypto hardware wallet or that crypto software wallet, whichever one it is. And it has served us really well, but the problem with the BIP39 protocol is that word list is 2,048 words, and a lot of these words are somewhat similar. Let's look at, all, alley, allow, almost, alone, right? Just there. These words are frighteningly similar in spelling and in pronunciation, right? So we've got answer, antenna, antique, anxiety. Right? So the problem with this list is that a lot of these words are very similar. So the new 20-word backup uses a shorter list. Instead of 2,048 words, it only uses 1,024 words, but all of these words are chosen to be very unique and specific and different in spelling and pronunciation to make it much more difficult to confuse one word with each other, right? They have also increased the checksum. A lot of people it's hard to wrap your head around some of these things, but a checksum is kind of an internal check on a list of words or a list of numbers or whatever. As you're putting them in, if you put it in incorrectly, there's an internal mechanism that checks whether it is a valid backup phrase or number or whatever it is in programming, that it's an internal check. And the internal check for the 12 and 24 backup phrase is somewhat weak compared to this new system where the final three words are part of the checksum. So what I'm trying to get at is it makes it much more difficult to accidentally write down the incorrect phrase or one of your words being incorrect. I've seen it happen. So if you've got, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of crypto, and it all relies on you writing this seed phrase down correctly from the get-go, and then somehow you've written it down incorrectly, and then your device gets lost or destroyed, you go to restore, and boom, there's no crypto in there because one of your words is incorrect. And the reason why you were able to write down that incorrect word and still get a valid seed phrase was the checksum was somewhat weak. So they've given you a more specific set of words. They make it easier to recover because they're easier to type in, and they've got a stronger checksum, and you can easily upgrade from a 20-word single share to a 20-word multi-share. So much better system. We've touched on Ledger Recover tonight. That is Ledger's answer to user error on the part of managing their seed phrase, right? Why don't we just let the user back up their seed phrase, cryptographically sound way on multiple servers, right? Sorry about the noise. I didn't think he was coming over to do this. Let me see if I can close my window. That might help a little bit. What's going on here? Someone's spamming us already? Oh, I got to do it over here. All right, well, have fun spamming, and we'll see you later. Nice knowing you. My very first live stream, I was getting spammed horribly, and I didn't even know how to, deal with spammers. I didn't realize that there were tools in your interface that allow you to, stop people from spamming, just knock them out of the stream or, block them from the channel or delete their post or whatever. I mean, I was horrible. I mean, there were people that were spouting profanity and just doing all kinds of childish things. I still get a lot of people that come in here and try to shill coins or whatever. And so, but we know how to deal with them now. I guess that's really all I wanted to say about that backup protocol. Check out my video. I show you how to do a 2 of 3 backup. The multi-share increases your redundancy so that, let's say you do a 3 of 5, so you have 5 separate backup phrases, and you need a threshold of 3 to do your restore. So you can afford to lose 2. You're going to hide them in different locations. If someone comes into your house and discovers one of them, they think they've got you, they run away, and then it turns out they need 3. The one's not going to do them any good. So it makes it a more rigorous backup, against thieves. Or your own, disorganization, losing one of your seed phrases, right? So multi-share has been around a while. It's usually referred to as Shamir backup, and the multi-share backup that Trezor came out with is based on the Shamir backup. So it's a really cool system designed to address the issue of end users mismanaging their seed phrase, right? It helps them write it down better. It gives them a more robust way of storing it, all that great stuff, right? So check out Trezor and their new multi-share backup, or just use a 20-word, and you can expand it later. So very versatile backup scheme. I have a feeling that more and more wallets will start adopting the 20-word seed phrase. And in answer to any questions, yes, if you use a 20-word backup, it's incompatible with any other wallets. A lot of people, they talk about that a lot. They'll say, oh, I've got this backup phrase. Is it compatible? Thank you so much for that, Crypto Otis. I appreciate that. I've got a 12-word backup phrase. What if this wallet company goes out of business? I got a 24-word seed phrase. What if this wallet company goes out of business? Well, because 12 and 24 are industry standards, you could conceivably use your backup phrase with a different brand of crypto hardware wallet. This is not really best practice. If you have a seed phrase and you've lost your wallet, you're better off getting a replacement of the exact brand that you used, because there are little subtleties in the I can't remember the term now, of course, that how the seed phrase is utilized by each particular wallet company. So there might be some finagling that needs to be done to get derivation path. There it is. The derivation path of the seed phrase might be treated slightly different by different manufacturers. But you will be able to at least regain access to your crypto, even if you have to, hey, Trezor went out of business, so I'm going to use the seed phrase for my Trezor to restore a Ledger device or a OneKey device or a Keystone Pro device. You can do all that, right? But as it stands now, 20-word backups only work with Trezors. But I'm assuming more and more people will start to adopt that. I wanted to do a quick restore for you guys. We still got a few minutes. So what I'd like to do is I want to take let's see. Let me move this over here. Yeah, I want to take a pristine. I'm still having some trouble here. Come on, Rex. I need to be able to see what I'm doing here. I want to take a pristine Ledger Stax and I want to restore it. And I want to show you how quick and easy it is to do the restore on the Ledger Stax because of its new touchscreen. So let's go ahead and enter the PIN. So here we are, right? Choose how you want to restore your stacks. Set it up as a new ledger or do a restore. We're going to do a restore from secret recovery phrase. It's a 24-word phrase, and it's asking me to start typing it in. So just bear with me, guys. I'm going to see how quick I can do this, and you can watch my face as I do this. All right, we got that one. Okay, that's 2. All right. Okay, got that. Let's see. All right. Whoops. Dan can time me on this, if he's still around. Come on, Rex. Okay. Okay, there we go. I got hung up on one word. Oh, we got it. All right. They tell you what number you're on, so you can refer it over to your list. All right. I'm picking up steam here. Let's do this. Oh, I forgot that I'm going to have to. The ledger is a little bit, damn it. Okay. One thing that's interesting about Ledger, if you put in the wrong word, you've got this back button up here. That's really helpful. So, because I just put in the wrong word and it took it and went over. So, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't have tried this. I knew this was going to be difficult. But we're going to get through it, right? I'm halfway through. But I am going to have to verify this. So I forgot about that step. But it won't take us that long. Okay. Okay. We're in the home stretch here. Okay. Come on, Rex. You can do this. I know I can do it. There it is. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I probably should have done this on a 12 word rather than a 24 word, but hey, we're getting there. Okay, we're at 23. And last one. All right, so all right, so, oh, that's right. I only have to do it once because I'm doing a restore. I was thinking like in the beginning when you write down your seed phrase. All right, so your secret recovery phrase is for your eyes only. Don't share it. Don't lose it. And I think at the beginning it asked me if I wanted to use recover to do the restore, which I didn't. I used my own seed phrase. Boom, now we're in control. Use Ledger Stax with Ledger Live to manage your assets. Okay. Oh, we're done. Yeah, we did it. Okay. So now that we've got this thing set up, let's do a quick test. Let's go into the Bitcoin and do a quick check, right? The best way to check that your device is matched correctly to the account is to do just a quick test receive. Ugh, maybe if I pull this back a bit. There we go. Okay, there we go. What the heck happened there? Oh, okay. We're gonna get there, guys. Okay, so there's the device, and we're just gonna do a receive, and I'm gonna, all right. Yeah, I should have set up this box earlier, but hey, that's okay. So we just do a receive, we hit continue. It's gonna, now, because I just did the restore, none of the apps were on there, right? The restore restores the master private key. Okay, is it gonna do this or not? Oh, I had more than one device attached. That could be a problem. I might have to go back. Let's do this one more time. Ugh, come on, Rex. I got any others? No? All right, let's just disconnect and reconnect it. Now I'm starting to sweat. Now I'm starting to sweat. Okay. All right, let's try it again. Come on, baby. There it goes. Boop-a-doo. I had the other Ledger Nano X attached with a different cable, and that's why it was like, it was kind of flustered. So it's installing the Bitcoin app because as I was trying to get across, if you've done a restore, the master private key is there, but it has no idea what apps you were using. That's on you. You have to remember which apps you had on there and which accounts you had set up. It's usually no big deal because in this case, I did my restore and I still had my Ledger Live. My Ledger Live was intact, right? So all I really have to do is kind of go through the accounts that I had in Ledger Live and just confirm, and boom, there we go, right? I think it's this way. Yeah. See, the address matches. So basically what I've just done is I've restored my device, and so it's interchangeable with this other Ledger Nano X that I originally used to set up, because I used my seed phrase. But the device had been reset. I was helping someone with some restores. And I just wanted to quickly show you up here in my ledger, we can add that picture from the computer. And I believe this is my lovely wife. There she is. And there we go. I'll say load picture. And now we've got the device restored. I don't know, anyone time me on that? I think it felt like 20 minutes, but I think I did it in like less than 5, or maybe it was 3 or 4 minutes. But I got the device restored, and got the Bitcoin app installed. And so basically I just need to go through each account that I have here and do the same thing, right? Like with Solana, do the receive, and it'll install Solana, and then run that check for me, and then verify. But the first one worked, so I know all the others are going to work too. But you should always do like the mock receive to verify your hardware device. Always do the hardware check, because I've dealt with so many people. Oh, it was 9 minutes. Thanks, Dan. It wasn't 3 or 4 minutes. It was 9 minutes. Okay. And there we go. So we're verified the Solana address. We're all good. We're doing great. All right. So cool stuff. I wanted to do that online just to kind of show you that it's not as difficult and time consuming as it was before, right? It would have taken me like 15 or 20 to do the restore on a Ledger Nano X because of the little menu system and the 2 buttons. Kind of crazy. So the Ledger Stax and the Ledger Flex are groundbreaking interface updates for crypto hardware wallets. Not to mention, of course, the Trezor Safe 5, which is also a groundbreaking step in interface because it has that color touchscreen, which vastly improves the interface. It makes it so much easier to work with the devices. So very exciting times in crypto self-custody and hardware wallet devices. 12-word versus 20-word difference. We talked about this earlier. I'm getting to the end here, so I'm not going to go over it one more time. But they're just 2 different protocols for doing backups. The 20-word is the newer one from Trezor, which has a lot of improvements in the checksum, and also the word list is more distinct and less prone to error, right? Those are the main points there. So I want to thank... Yeah, it's a gorgeous day out here, and as I said, it is just sublimely comfortable right now here in West Michigan. Go sit outside. It is just so wonderful. The temperature this time, and it's August. It should be hot, but it's like, it says that it's 70, but it feels like it's less than that. Feels to me like it's in 60 or high 50s or early low 60s. That's the way it feels. It's kind of breezy today too. So once again, I want to thank everyone for bearing with me and hanging out there with me while I did that restore. I really couldn't show you what I was doing because that is an active seed phrase, and I wanted to, be able to verify it with you guys. So once again, I want to thank everyone, Crypto Otis, for your generous donation. Thank you, Dusted in Shadow. Thank you, Midgot, for your generous donation as well. I want to thank everyone that was here early. Mark, Andreas, and Kenny. Thank you so much. Simon and Rick, I think you were also in here early. I want to thank everyone that joined. All the people that asked questions. I want to thank Dan so much for being here and keeping me sharp with letting me know what's going on. I appreciate that. And running interference, answering questions. All you do, Dan, is very much appreciated. Scott, always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you again, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you guys again soon. I will be here next Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you again. And keep an eye out for videos. I've got that I've got the Tangem Vivid video I did. So I just need to edit and post that. And I did another video on migration that still needs to be posted. So I got some more great content coming up for you guys this week. Everyone, have a great night and stay safe out there.